Ooh, girl, it has been far too long. Let's start off by talking about different types of foundations, shall we? Let's face it, we've all been there, trying to find that perfect foundation that matches our complexion, goes with our skin type, and as soon as we find the perfect one, wouldn't you know, the makeup company decides to discontinue it. Ah, tragic. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about some things that I look for whenever I'm looking for a new foundation if mine has discontinued and or I've lost a little coloring to my skin because I've decided that sunbathing is never a good thing. Wear and tear, oh ma. So I've got to go down a few shades and so on and so forth. Okay, first things first, let's talk about skin tones. If you look at your skin tone, especially if you're looking at mine with this crazy fluorescent light on me, it's probably gonna look a little different than your skin tone. I am of Puerto Rican and Italian descent, so I have a more olive skin type. That does not mean that all Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Italian people are going to have olive skin. That's just, oh my Lord. Woo! Let me proof that up real quick. That does not mean that everybody is going to have that skin type. In general, a good way to tell what type of skin you have is by looking at your inner arm, at the veins. If your veins are more of a greenish tint, chances are you're like me and have more olive skin tone. A more olive skin tone. Hello. If you look and you see that your veins are a little bit more blue, chances are you probably have a more pinky skin tone. Once you figure that out, it's just a matter of time before you realize that every makeup company is a little bit different. Some pinks for makeup companies are cool tones and some are warm tones. Oh, it's crazy. As long as you can tell that you have more pink in your skin or more yellow in your skin, you're pretty much golden. Then you can look at the foundation and figure out which one is best for you. If you still don't know, chances are you need to ask somebody who's a professional. If you look, oh my God, why can I not speak today? If the person is lying to you, then you're probably gonna look like a clown when you walk out. Either that or they just have no idea what they're doing, which in any event, I wouldn't buy anything from them. I would just wait until they have left, or I would skedaddle on out of there and ask somebody else for their expert advice. Now, in addition to finding the right foundation, you need to find a good moisturizer and a good skin primer. I know it sounds like I'm trying to sell you a million things, but it makes a huge difference when it comes to your skin. Whether you have oily skin, dry skin, combination, acneic, you need to find a moisturizer that meets your skin's needs. I could sit here all day and talk about it, but there's so many different avenues on the internet that you could look up. Go to google.com, type in what is great for oily skin, and you'll find all these combinations of great products out there. Now, what is the deal with the skin primer? Well, a lot of skin primers have an SPF in them. SPFs help protect your skin from the sun. It allows you to stay out longer, for a longer period of time before your skin starts saying, ooh, let's start baking just a little bit. Now, if your primer does not have an SPF in it, it's still going to create a barrier on your skin so that your foundation doesn't just slosh on. It's gonna help create a more perfect, even area. Sometimes they help reduce redness. The one that I use, I believe, has sea algae in it to help reduce redness. As you can see, I got a little red and a little crazy pimply over here. So I need that barrier, I need that protection, I need that anti-redness. So that's why I'm using Prep and Prime Skin by MAC Cosmetics. Let's go ahead and put it on. Now, I have sanitized my hands. You're probably like, oh my Lord, I'm gonna have to stop this video and rewatch and all that stuff. I normally don't like to apply my foundation with my fingers, only the moisturizer, and I only do this after I have thoroughly washed them. Now we're gonna put that on. When you're going around the eye area, make sure you use your ring fingers. Since you don't want to apply a lot of pressure, you don't want to be tugging on your eyes, causes droopiness, wrinkles, etc. in the future. Now you're gonna wanna let this set on your skin for about a minute and a half before you put on your foundation. Which brings me to foundations. Founday-days, as I like to call them. Lots of different types out there. Powders, loose powders, pressed powders, creams, cream to powders, liquids. I have recently discovered Studio Sculpt SPF 15 foundation by MAC. It's great. You just need the size of like an English pea and it covers up your whole face. I usually use a little bit more if I'm going out and I want my skin to look flawless. And a lot of different makeup companies have a whole array of skin tones that you can look at. I wouldn't recommend going to like a drugstore and trying to find your foundation. I know that the prices are pretty unbeatable. $2.50 for a foundation, woo, beats $25 for a foundation. But you don't know if you're getting the best mix for your skin unless you know every ingredient that's on the back of it. If you know what trioxide shooty bop frick does, then okay, by all means buy that $2.50 foundation. But I'm gonna stick to what I know, and I'm pretty confident with this. Warning, keep out of eyes. Stop use if irritation occurs. Keep out of reach, keep out of reach of children. Oh, that's a weird sentence, I never realized that. Okay, so I don't have to worry about my eyes because I know that foundation doesn't go there. And I also don't have to worry about irritation because I've worn this. I did a spot check and worked out fabulously. All right, I think I've rambled on enough. Now, how you're going to apply it. I am a stickler for using brushes for your foundations, whether it's a powder, a cream, or a liquid. I'm a big fan of Kim Kardashian and the makeup artists that do her fabulous makeup. And I have decided that I'm gonna do the Kim Kardashian way. I know this looks like a nasty, dirty brush. I just used it yesterday. What I do is I apply just a little bit to the brush. See, like that, you can make crazy cool designs and smiley faces. And I just apply in the 4 areas of my face: cheek, cheek, forehead, chin. And then I start blending it all around. Now with powders, you might need a brush that looks a little bit more like this one. This is the 129 from MAC. This is the 150 from MAC. These are great fluffy brushes that you can use for pressed and loose powders alike. I also like the 182 brush. Many people call these the kabuki brushes. They're fabulous. And if you're using a cream foundation, I like using what looks like paint brushes. The 131, it might be the 181, I apologize, and the 190. Those are both great brushes for cream foundations. Now, as you can see, it's blending really well into my skin. It's not too heavy. I'm not trying to promote this particular foundation. I just find that it works great for me. I have, what do I have? Combination skin. Hello, goodbye. I could not speak for whatever reason. So I tend to get a little bit oily up here in the nose area and the forehead. A lot of people call this the T-zone. But right here, I call this the U-zone. And T-U. I don't know what it stands for yet. Touch up? There we go. I don't have to worry about getting oily all down here, but I do need to pay special attention to this area. Regardless of what type of foundation you're using, I like to set it with a powder. My personal preference is a loose powder, but you have to be careful not to get this on your clothes. I totally did that the other day, and I was meeting an old high school friend for lunch, and as I was walking up into that place, I noticed that, oh, lo and behold, I had a whole bunch of powder on my top and I couldn't get it off. Ugh, tragic. But my face was pretty drawn, so I guess you can get over that. But just take a large fluffy brush and set your cream or liquid foundations with it. I like making rotating motions like so. Straight fellas and guys on the news, do not be afraid to watch these tutorials and learn something. Yes, I'm a big queen, but there's still something to be said about somebody who knows how to put on their makeup. Who's of the male persuasion? Because some girls who are my age and above don't even know. Oh my. So that's all you gotta do. Now, I'm sitting there, I'm talking for over 9 hours. 9 hours? Hello, 9 minutes. You can easily do this in like 2 minutes if you know your foundation, if you know your skin type, and all that stuff. So consider what I've said. If you have any questions, let me know. Just send me a YouTube message and we'll get you straightened out. Or gaily forward. All right, make your choices. Have a wonderful day or night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, girl, bye.